In today's part 4 of the Republic Paladin Armor project, we have for you today a cavalcade of parts. I've been busy, guys. Let's get this video started.
Mac Sog.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of my Republic Paladin Armor System. This is a sci-fi based armor system similar to that of like Starship Troopers or the Space Marines from the Warhammer 40k universe. Anyway, if you've been keeping up with this project, you know that this has been sort of like a long-running project, but I know the last one was quite some time ago, and I'm hoping that it's not that far off. But anyway, as you can see, I have been very busy. We are dealing currently with some family-related stuff, so forgive me if I haven't been putting much content out. Anyway, I'm taking this time in my busy schedule to kind of give you an update of what's been happening with my Paladin armor system. Anyway, guys, let's get started. Alright, so the last time we covered some of the new armor pieces that had to be scaled up because of our new body that we are elected to use from Zika Toys. Anyway, some of the parts we're going to cover today are, I guess, some of the things that I've updated. And so here is one of the arm parts. This one goes, I believe, on the, the left side. This is the left side here. And as you can see, I've got magnets, and that basically corresponds with these magnets here, and that basically does that so it can articulate, so it can move with the body. And another thing I've done is I've went ahead and attached magnets to everything that we're going to be covering today. And here are the new pair of boots that have been resized to fit the new body. His feet doesn't like at the ankles to make his feet point down to go in there, so I have to detach the foot every time and sort of just plug his feet back in there, but that's no big deal. Anyway, these are the boots. These are, wow, check those out. They are gnarly little boots, and I like these design. It has these little seismic nodes on it, so that's basically designed so that they can literally kick something and a seismic wave will be generated from those nodes, and these things can literally turn doors into like, splintered toothpicks. And I'd hate to be kicked by this boot right here. And that was inspired from this arm piece that I did that has the same kind of seismic nodes on it. That goes on the arm. This has also been resized. And another major thing is the power pack unit that I have designed. There's these pieces that will sort of key in here like that. So once everything is said and done, that's basically how that's gonna look. That piece that you heard fell is actually a locking key that goes like that. and I'll show that in a minute. But this is multi-part because I want to be able to paint this in multiple colors without having to, you know, struggle to reach certain parts. So this breaks up, as you can see, those two pieces there and the hose, right? And this generator unit, basically we take that part out and this slides out. I've designed it so that this is actually floating in there. It doesn't make contact, so it looks like it's floating in there. And I want to be able to sort of paint that with a bit of weathering and, you know, pick out details on that. But anyway, that what goes in there. This locks that piece in place there, and I'll basically just glue that. So that's the power unit, and I have done the gauntlets. The gauntlets will have magnets there so that I can attach whatever kind of accessories I'd like to put on there, like, you know, like tracking devices, you know, like it would have a screen on his wrist so they can do all kinds of battlefield data and whatever. And let's see, oh yeah, the thigh armor, I had to design it this way because he looks like he's like the Pillsbury Doughboy with a full armor wrapping around his upper leg or his thighs. And it does have an articulating armor piece on there that is attached by magnet. These are neodymium N52, I believe, magnets, which are forever magnets. They will not lose, well, they will only lose about 1% of their magnetism per 1,000 years. So literally it's a forever magnet. Anyway, we will move on to the next part, which is the suit and the subsuit. All right, so now we're moving on to the base suit. This suit is made out of 1.5 millimeter neoprene, and like I've mentioned before, it is a fantastic fabric to work with. It's sort of spongy feeling. It's got like a foamy feeling on there. It's kind of neat. It's very easy to work with. It's sort of like a four-way stretch, but stretch going this way is not as much as going this way. So when you guys if you guys sew and you're working with fabrics like that, just be aware of that. Anyway, as you can see, it's zips in the back, and it really contours that muscle body, which is it's a big jacked body. I mean, this guy's been working out, man, and you know, anyway, it fits the narrative that I've chosen for the paladins, which are basically super soldiers. And there's a whole lore behind that. It's super detailed, so I'm not going to kind of cover it today. I guess I'm going to be covering enough of that anyway once you know, I get going with filming the series. Anyway, you know, doing stuff like this isn't without any kind of trial and error. The first one didn't fit as well. If I put this on him, it's going to fit like that, but that was after kind of like realizing where it didn't fit, and I just kind of re-sewed that part. but it isn't perfect. There was some issues with it, and I that's not good enough for me. So I had to do a second one where we've already fixed all of the all of the previous problems that we ran into on the first try. But that comes with the territory. That's usually happens when you're working with stretch fabric. It's hard to sort of compensate for the stretch of the fabric. Sometimes, in this case, I didn't allow. I allowed too much, and so it was a little on the loose side. So we'll see. It's too bad. I'll probably just go in and salvage the zipper out of this. But anyway, that is the inner suit now. Basically, the lore for the suit is that all layers of the suit is, in essence, bulletproof, or whatever it is that they use in the story, whether it's mass reactive ammunition or antimatter or whatever, or in this case the first base layer suit protects from conventional projectile based ammunition like lead, like lead bullets, things like that. So the first layer is a bulletproof material anyway, and that is over their already genetically enhanced super soldier body. But the second layer, another, I guess, ballistic soft armor layer, is this stuff here, and that is what we're going to cover on the next part. And here I've managed to put on the second layer of the armor, which is the soft armor. It basically adds another layer of protection for our paladin trooper. So basically this is nylon fabric that I've sewn, and as you can see there's Velcro on it. It sort of resembles a little bit like modern tactical armor that you see today, like ballistic armor. And in a way also it kind of looks a little bit like gladiator armor, especially there on the shoulder. And this basically is where the armor pieces will hang. As you can see there, I already put one on there, and basically the plates will have let's see, where's the part that I'm looking for here? All right. A lot of the armor pieces have Velcro on the other side, and basically that attaches to that Velcro there. Takes a little bit of coasting. That doll stand is getting in the way, but anyway, I have to actually go with a tool underneath there to make sure that that the fuzzy side makes contact with the loop side, and that's basically what's going to attach the armor. This part right here doesn't really need any, so it's just gonna make it harder to put the boots on, so it didn't really need it. But everywhere else, it has what you might call a armor hanger. It does have a belt. It doesn't. I had initially designed it with a belt buckle, but it doesn't look like I'll have room to do that, so I've kind of elected not to just forego the belt buckle. It will have things that will hang off his belt, like accessories, like maybe ammo pouches and things of that sort, that I'm still going to design. The hands for the Paladin are designed already on Tinkercad, and I've yet to print it. The problem is the hands has to be printed in a flexible material. I have that resin, but I wanted to use an insert in because the flexible resin that I have isn't as pliable as this. This sort of feels like the old-fashioned, or actually it's softer. No, it's about the same, like the old-fashioned Kung Fu grip hands. So these are very soft. But the resin that I'm going to use for the hands, they are flexible, but not quite this. So it's going to have a hard time keying into the studs on the wrist. And for that, I was going to make inserts that are similar to silicone, but not quite as soft. It has about the same softness as an eraser head, which I think is perfect. That is also what I'm going to be using to put in the heads, so I don't have to use these putties that doesn't quite hold the head in place. So the future heads that I will be printing is going to have those silicone inserts. And the problem with that is the current printer that I have doesn't work with that industrial kind of resin printer resin, you might say. And anyway, I was gonna buy another larger resin printer, and that one is compatible with the resin that I want to use. So until that's in my grubby little hands, we'll have to go with these hands for now, but it shouldn't be long, guys. Anyway, the armor will attach to this second layer armor by Velcro, as you can see there. And you're probably wondering, how in the world am I going to slip that on there without it grabbing on the Velcro? Well, that's just gets solved simply by putting a layer of paper over the armor. I then slip the armor over that and then pull the paper, and that holds it. And to remove it, I just have to take a tool, go underneath the armor, and sort of just sweep it till, and as it gets attached, I pull it off, and no problems. Anyway, let's go see this bad boy with all the armor pieces on it. All right, guys. Well, here it is, the completed and fully assembled Paladin Knight or Paladin Trooper. As you can see, he can stand now with all of the armor pieces, but I don't have to prop him up or anything. Everything is solid on his body, and he still retains quite a few posability. I have to say he's not as posable as he was, without any of the armor on, but that's to be expected. Anyway, if you notice, he looks like he's rear heavy because of that pack unit. The balance is just slightly favoring the rear, but I think with his weapon in his hands, he will be able to balance himself without falling backwards. That's the problem I'm running into now. But anyway, aside from the accessories that I plan to go on his belt line and all the other removable magnetized accessories that will go on the armor, as well as, of course, all the different weapons and pack units, that will further designate them visually as their specialty. That means the precision snipers and the heavy gunners, things of that nature, will be portrayed with their outfits. And I do plan to army build this, but the first one is always the hardest one to establish because, guys, like I said, this is built from the ground up. Nothing has been, repurposed from something else. This is completely our new design or my design. And I gotta say, I'm very happy with the way it turns out. So the next time you see this guy, he will be painted. I'm planning on a sort of like an OD green or more like a bazooka green color, like close to OD green but not quite as dark. And he will be weathered and fully painted, and we're gonna do water slide decals for this. And it's guys, this is gonna be awesome. I'm really happy with the way it turns out. As you can see, I'm still doing the hands, so the next time you see this guy, he will have the hands. Unfortunately, it takes a special kind of 3D printing resin to print the hand components so that it remains flexible and detachable from the body. So I'm just kind of waiting until I have funds saved up for a printer, because the printer has to be, it's a Hay Gears printer, and the resin that I'm planning on using is a very specialty silicone type resin. Anyway, guys, that is what I have for you today. I hope to see you on the next video covering the build of this awesome Paladin armor system for my upcoming ANVIL The World of War series. Anyway, this is Robert DeCastro for MaxSug Adventure International, and I hope to see you guys on the next video.